Is that off, mate, yeah? Yeah, so that's not really lifted. Turn that tap off in that bathroom now, Charlie. So we're on 5 litres a minute. So if Charlie turns that off, there you go. We've gone up a little bit, but it's still not great, to be honest. It is about 7 to 8 litres a minute. So then, the saga of this little downstairs cloakroom continues. The last video I've done, we got everything in, as you can see. Dave Bishop put that little unit in for me. We've got the worktop, we've just got to seal all that in. But we was having an issue with this bottom bit. I had to take the skirting off because of the unit door that's swinging out. Nige has come, we've got Nige back again today. He's already skimmed along the top where the pipes were. In hindsight, I should have got him to do the bottom at the same time and took the skirting off, but as they say, hindsight's a wonderful thing. What he's going to do now is just skim that front bit, skim round here, so it's all a complete flush, flat finish, and then we can finally get that unit in. It's over there, get the basin in and tick that one off. So yeah, I've had to drag Nige back. Sorry, Nige.
That's alright, Tim.
It's little things like this. You usually find the smaller the job is, the more little hassly bits and bobs can be a bit of a pain on them. But anyway, we'll leave Nige to get that done, and then we'll pop back later on, get that basin in and get it finished off, because we've now got to pop to a mate of mine. We haven't had a mate on for ages. A mate of mine, he's got a problem with his water pressure on his house. He's got a combi boiler, and he's sort of said it's not been too much of a problem, but it's now becoming a bit of a pain, because when he's in the shower and his daughter or his missus wants to use the shower in the other room, there's that little fluctuation in the water. The pressure's just dropping off ever so slightly. What I've said to him is we'll go and have a look, and because it's running on a combi, we can put a home boost unit in, a Salamander home boost unit, which I've fitted before on my son's house. Actually, I'll pop a link above here. Put it on his house. He was having issues with water pressure, and it's perfect. What it does, it boosts the main up to 12 litres a minute. It gets rid of that issue. So gonna pop now, have a look at his house, just double check everything is how I think it is, and then we can get him priced up for a home boost to go in. So then, just got to my mate's house, Charlie's, to have a look at the issue he's got. Turn that tap off. The issue he's got with his incoming main, and I think I've already mentioned I'm going to look at putting a home boost kit on this. He's got a combi system in it, and he has got a little hole in the tile there with a lever valve on, which is his main incoming stop tap to the house. 15 mil, it's coming in 15 mil. We've got to deal with what we've got. So I've just been round and had a look, measuring each of the water flows come out the tap. So we've just turned this on. This is the only tap that's running in the house at the minute. If we put my little weir gauge on that, you can see it's just about doing 10 litres a minute out of that first tap. This is probably the first one off the system where the stop tap is down there. So if I now get Charlie to, where is he? Here he is, Charlie. If I get you to open the shower upstairs, yeah, I will just show how much it drops. So we're basically just going to test to see the amount that it drops when we start putting various different outlets on. So you can see straight away that's dropped from sort of 10 litres a minute down to 8-ish. But what is interesting is if we leave that tap running there, we've got the shower running upstairs, and we'll go to the kitchen, because the kitchen tap is not great at all. So the kitchen tap, with the shower running upstairs and that one running at the other side of the wall, basically, we are about 2 to 3 litres a minute, so it's barely coming through. Now if we put a home boost kit onto that, it will boost up every outlet, give or take, to about 12 litres a minute, which is exactly what they need here. Charlie, can you go and turn the shower off first for me, please, mate? So Charlie's going to turn the shower off, so that leaves this tap running and the one at the back behind this wall. So you'll see it lift slightly, but it won't lift as much as what we really want. So I didn't lift it at all, to be fair. Is that off, mate, yeah? Yeah, so that's not really lifted. Turn that tap off in that bathroom now, Charlie. So we're on 5 litres a minute. So if Charlie turns that off, there you go. We've gone up a little bit, but it's still not great, to be honest. It is about 7 to 8 litres a minute, which isn't great considering that's the only one coming straight off the main. So what we're going to do is look at fitting a home boost kit on this, but there's a couple of little issues with it. One being the stop tap is in the bathroom here, as I said, tucked down in the corner. So for the home boost kit, we've got to have power to it as well. What we'd have to do is take out these 2-3 tiles here to get access, because the home boost has got to come, it's got to be the first draw off straight from where the incoming main comes in. So I can sort of price up exactly where we need to be at with it, but we're going to have the home boost unit here. So then we're going to have to put a cupboard on there. Probably Dave Bishop, he'll be back in to do a little bit more. We're going to have to put a removable cupboard on the front there, or a door on the front, worktop on there. So it's not straightforward to just putting one underneath the sink like we did at my lad's house. The incoming main was coming in under the sink, we could cut straight into it, fit the home boost kit, it was all under the sink. This one's a little bit more of a pain, but because the issue they get in is if the shower upstairs being used, or this shower here is being used, and a tap gets open in the kitchen or wherever, it's starving each of the other outlets. So home boost kit is what we're going to put in here. I just thought I'd bring you along and show you exactly where we're at with it, and show you the difference in that weir gauge of the water dropping and the flows dropping. So we'll get a price to Charlie and go from there. We are back, hopefully for the very last time, at this little cloakroom. Now, Nigel's been and he's redone the plastering along here, and we're all blended in now. I've got the unit into position, got some talon caps on there, and it's all bolted back into position. I've just put a little bead of silicone around the top edge of this basin, dropped the basin on. The customer is getting all this decorated at a later date, so that's not an issue. Get that on, and we're going to basically now connect the waste up to it, straight into the waste here, and then hot coals up, 2 isolation valves, and into the basin. I'm not going to spend too much time now on this cloakroom, because it just feels like it's really sort of dragged on a little bit. So we'll get this done, and then we'll bed the top down, get it sealed in, get the toilet sealed in, and it will all be done and dusted, and finally we can get out of this little cloakroom. As I've said, it was a nothing job, if you like, but these tiny little niggly bits on it, like the issue with the skirting and the plastering and the unit that Dave ripped down. So yeah, sometimes these little small jobs can be a bit of a pain, but I'll be glad it's all done. So I'm going to get it finished off, and it's all ticked off, done, customers happy. Right then, we are back at this little job that I'm doing for Dave Bishop. I think I might have showed you last time he was down on the floor here, putting this herringbone flooring in. Kitchen's all in, and I'm back just to connect this radiator up. I've got the customer just this side of the video, so I'm just going to quickly go over what I'm going to do here. Then I'm going to get down into the basement here, where we're going to connect onto them pipes. But for now, Dave's hung the rad, and he's also drilled the holes out and sleeved the holes through the wall. What we're going to do is just come directly straight down off the bottom of this valve, on an elbow, straight through there, same that side, and then we're going to be into here. Where are the holes? Yeah, there and there. So what we can do then is run underneath these heating primaries that are feeding downstairs, connect in, and it's all going to be out of the way. Inside here we'll put a drain off on. But what is quite handy is, because we're on the ground floor, we're on a combi, and these 2 pipes drop here, we've got a radiator in here that we can drain this system off. So we can drain that there into that little drain there, and it just makes life a whole lot easier. So first off, what I'll do, it's a bit low in here. First off, what I'll do is get that radiator connected, get the pipework poked through, and then we can concentrate in this little stairwell, connecting the tails up. So first off, what I said, we've got to drain the heating system down, and we've got this radiator down in the basement. So I'm going to turn this valve off this side, this valve off this side, empty this radiator out, and then just connect my little hose onto the end of that TRV valve, open it up, drop the water out, and they've got a little sump pump down here, so we can drop the water into there, and then that'll be the heating system drained down, and we can get up there and crack on with that. So with this side shut off, I'll pop the camera up there. And what we'll do, we'll just grab a little bucket, a little foldable bucket that everybody loves, and turn this off. Hopefully that valve turns off, and just drain water out the rad. Right, there we go, we've got the hose connector on there. There's a little bit of pressure in that, but we've got it on, and it's now running down into the sump pump and getting the heat system drained. So we'll let that drain down. I'll pop upstairs, get the two tails poked through the wall in the room where the customer's working, get that done. Then we can concentrate in that little stairwell connecting into the main primaries. Right then, we've got the heating pipes through. I did it on press fit elbows because I just think it'll work a little bit better with this rad. Aesthetically, I think it looks a bit better. So we've got them two poking through. So we're all done in principle in there. And we're now poking through here and here. Heating system's drained down. So what I'm going to do is look at exactly how I'm going to connect into these primaries, get the pipe cleaned up, get the wire wool out, get the paint off it, and start getting some fittings on. I don't know whether to come along and up for this one or over the top for that one. I'll see when I do it. But first off, we're going to pop some clips on it because there's one there. So we're going to put a couple of clips in the middle, secure the pipe work up, and then get some fittings on. So with some clips in place now holding these pipes in, what I'm going to do is going to cut a T into here to feed this one. So first off, how I always get paint off, get my blow lamp, heat the pipe up, obviously you've got to mind that cable there, heat the pipe up and then get your wire wool and sand it down off that. So we'll do it there, and then this side I'm going to come along and tee into this bottom pipe here, and again we'll get the paint off there. So first of all, let's get the blow lamp on it and get rid of this paint. Right then, we've got this pipe work cleaned up now. We're going to pop a T into here. I'm going to put it all in properly in a minute. I'm going to pop a T into there, then we're going to come off here with a 45 down and into a little 15mm fit in there. And I'll probably put, to be fair, I'll probably put a drain off on this little bit as well, just because it's a little bit easier than dropping all of that lot out all the time. Plus, there's no harm in just putting one in, just for sort of future drain points. So we'll get that in, we'll get this pipe work into the side, get it all into position, get the pipe work on there, get the fittings on there, and we can press it up and we can move on to the other side. Right then, I've got the fittings on now. Had a bit of an issue with coming out of the centre with the 22mm. It was throwing the actual fittings down too low and there weren't enough room to get the press gun onto that one and press gun onto that one. So I switched it out for a 15cm T and it works a little bit better. So we've got these in position now. What I'm going to do is mark up all the fittings, push them into position like so, get them all marked up, and then we can get the press gun on it. I need to just hold that one in. So if I press that and push that Street 45 in and press it, it's going to hold that into position. Then you can just see it's just moving a little bit like that. That's why if you mark it, hold it, push it in, you know you're going to be all right, and then we can work the bottom one. So get the press gun on that. So switch the jaws out for the 22s. Get these top two pressed on first. So, put them 15mm jaws in. As I said, just hold that one into position. And then get the others in. And what I'm going to do is put the drain off on the other side. done. I think I've got my grip stuck now. There we go. Job done. We'll get that clipped in. Let's go and clean the pipe up the other side and get the other fittings on. Right then, we've got all the fittings now. That's connected up that side. This is connected up this side. We've got the drain off point there. Now what I've just done is reconnected this radiator here. I'm going to leave the hose here just in case. Here's a little tip for you. When you're filling a heating system up and you've had it drained down, you disconnect the hose, you turn your drain off that you've been using. Never, ever pack your hose away. Always leave it in position just in case there's an issue and you've got to drain the system down quick. I've done it before. I bet everybody has done it where you disconnected it, rolled it up, put it in the van, filled up and there's a little leak or something and you've just got to get it all back out and panic station's hitting and you're like, shit, where's the hose? So yeah, always leave it just in case. The last thing that you want to be packing away is your hose. So, got that connected. Drain off's turned off. We're all ready to go here. So all we've got to do now is double check the fittings on the rad and then get upstairs, start pressurising the combi back up and get some heat into that radiator. So then we got all that job done and the heat on, heat tested, rads were getting warm, customers are all happy. So it's another little job ticked off the list. As you may notice, the background here, I don't know if you can make it out, I am at Unilite HQ for two reasons. One, I've dropped my car off locally to have an alarm fitted and Unilite is just down the road, so I've come here to spend the day getting this video that you're watching edited up. A lot of people always ask me how I go about editing. I've got YouTube set up here ready to download tonight's video on. Now I edit everything on my phone, so these are the videos that I've recorded ready to get edited up. So this is the one that you've probably just watched and I edit everything in there on my phone. The reason I do it on my phone is because if I'm working at someone's job, say I get finished at 12 o'clock and the next job's till say 2 o'clock, I've got a couple of hours spare, I can pull into a lay-by, get my phone out, do the editing so I'm not doing it all at home and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, convert it from the phone onto YouTube itself and then do the thumbnail, the title and all that sort of stuff. But the second reason why I'm here is tonight we have got a Trade Legends podcast to record. As you may know, I now co-host the Trade Legends podcast. It was Pete, PB Plumber used to do it. He stepped away from it for various reasons and now I'm in the hot seat here with my real world plumbing merch just sat there ready. Al, the other side, and if you don't know, we get various different trades on, chat to them about everything in the industry, how they've grown the business, how they've got into it, be it plumbers, electricians, whatever. We've had plenty of YouTube people on, we've had Nick Bundy on, obviously Pete used to host it, we've had Chig, CP Solutions, we've had Rye Davies, electricians, we've had loads of different YouTube tradespeople on. If you don't follow the Trade Legends podcast, then I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, we've got a YouTube channel, Spotify, you can listen to it, Apple, Sounds, all the different places you get your podcasts from. If you're not already on it, Trade Legends, we usually put videos out every other Sunday, I think it is, but we're trying to get it every week. But make sure you get subscribed to the Trade Legends podcast. Right, I'll leave you to it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you next week.